Watch the NFL on EA Sports.
And coming up, we'll see the electric Jaden Daniels.
He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Commanders and the Browns.
Next on Madden NFL 25.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, Greg Wild, first month of the calendar in the NFL. Had some great games, some finishes that were pretty special, the usual surprises. Now, we hit October, and like you say, this is where the season really gets going.
Yeah, doesn't it just feel like on the NFL calendar, every month kind of has its own vibe, right? It's September, you're just starting to figure out how good you are. You don't even know how good your own team is, let alone the rest of the... But once the calendar...
So pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set, and off we go here on EA Sports. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Commanders come out with the man they hope leads them into their new era. Jaden Daniels, the number 2 overall pick in this past draft from LSU. Greg, this is the man who won the Heisman Trophy with the Tigers in Baton Rouge a year ago.
I think the biggest thing that stood out from last week's game was when they went into the game with an initial plan, how quickly were they able to get away from that when they realized it wasn't working? I think they got a lot of unscouted looks, meaning the defense threw a lot of exotic looks at them, blitzes, different fronts and coverages, maybe things they didn't work on all week. So the key this week is understand what is the defense looking to do today and how fast can we make those adjustments if we're not having early success.
Another run here for Robinson. And that'll be a gain of 2 and a first down.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on second down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Here's 3rd down and a few inches. They'll try to run for it with Robinson. And he's not going to get the first down. Met and brought down in the backfield on 3rd and short. They do not get it done.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown. You're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
And he'll get a few yards on this return. Up past the 15-yard line. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They'll be led out by their rookie quarterback, young man from the University of Colorado.
Coming off a loss last time out, I think the number 1 goal today, Mike, is he needs to make a bigger impact on the outcome of today's game. Last week, he was not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it was really just a modest performance. He was okay. Well, okay at the quarterback position is not a winning formula week in and week out in the NFL. They need him to be a difference maker. They need him to be a dynamic playmaker. He's capable of all those things, and if we can get that level of play out of him today, I think they can expect a different result than last week.
And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's 3rd down. Back to throw. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
The most important stat, Mike, to determine wins and losses in the NFL is clearly turnover differential, your ability to protect the ball and on defense, take the ball away. And for any offense, that's even more critical when you have the ball on your side of the field.
The Commanders' offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. 3rd and 5. From the shotgun on 3rd down, Daniels. He's got the veteran Zach Ertz.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
First catch of the ball game for Debo, and that's a 1st down. Play action. Here's Daniels. Going right back to Samuel. He's got it again. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
They'll motion over Samuel. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. A shotgun snap, and they'll give it to Robinson. Here comes 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun. That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And the Browns are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
So you find yourself entering the red zone. Mike, it's hard to not start envisioning scoring a touchdown. Well, that interception, it changes everything. This is a huge missed opportunity. You have to capitalize and find a way to hang 6 on the defense.
The Browns offense about ready to get going on their 2nd possession. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Take a look here at those receiving numbers from his game a week ago. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. They'll look to throw. The rush gets there. He goes down back inside the 5-yard line.
Sometimes, Mike, your greatest strength can also be a little bit of your weakness. In this case, he is so used to being able to buy more time with his feet, extend the play, give his targets more time downfield to uncover. In this case, nothing materializes, tried to do too much, and as a result, takes a big loss.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. They'll try to get this one on the ground. And this drive is going backward, taken down for a loss. The defense with a quick 3 and out.
All the offense is trying to do here is just get a little breathing room so that they can operate their entire system. But this defense, they sold out, brought pressure, and the offense is lucky that that one didn't result in 2.
Punting time for the Browns. They're set to kick it away, as he'll be standing just inside the back line of the end zone. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Commanders' offense ready to get back to work. They'll begin just shy of midfield with a 1st and 10. Daniels now going to look to throw. Now a screen going to be set up for Robinson. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. 2nd down and 8. Man in motion is Brown. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9. They'll throw with Daniels. That's a short one caught by Sinnott. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
See the rookie tight end Ben Sinnott there on the 1st down completion. And Mike, he's kind of a throwback in the sense that he can do pretty much everything. He's got good, strong hands. He's a tough blocker. He's elusive with the ball in his hands as a runner, and he can make you miss in space. At Kansas State last year, he led the team in both receiving yards and touchdowns.
Daniels going to keep this himself. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. On the ground, it's Robinson. He'll get this right to the 20-yard line. Grant Delpit up to make the play. 3rd down, 3 to go. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. He finds a man. That's Osborne. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. They'll try to get the running game going. His 1st carry. He's down inside the 10. A gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. So that'll do it for a fast-moving 1st quarter of play. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. The motion man here is McLaurin. And here comes Robinson on a toss to the right. Can he get away? No! He's taken down behind the line. Good job by the defense with a negative play.
I promise you, Mike, on paper, that linebacker is accounted for, but with his speed and his ability to sniff this toss out from the jump, they had no chance catching up to him. He makes it.
And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 17-yard line.
This is where the playmaking ability almost can be a detriment to a running quarterback. They have such confidence in their ability to keep plays alive with their legs that sometimes they hold it just a little bit too long, thinking they can make the next big play, and good job by the defenders tracking him down and took him down for a loss.
So after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. The offense is a little slow to start percolating. 3-0 the score as they begin this drive with a 1st and 10. And they're going to mark them down up past the 35.
The best quarterbacks, Mike, they don't necessarily even have to see the running back in the check down. They can just feel him. It allows them to keep their eyes downfield, allow their tight ends and wide receivers to continue to work open. In this case, nice job by the quarterback getting that ball in his hands and letting him do the rest after the catch.
And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Well, there's not a whole lot of fancy going on here, Mike. This is just kind of old school, line up and run smash mouth football. It's exactly what they did, but it still ends up in a big gain, and he picks up the 1st down.
That's caught. Down the field is Tillman. That long one's going to bring them first and goal. He is brought down at the 5-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
5 yards from the house. They've got it first and goal. And out of the gun, he'll throw. And that's going to wind up uncatchable out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Another one from the 5, second down and goal. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. And he's going to go into the end zone, but he may have gotten a little help along the way. This one's coming back. So holding is the call, and take that touchdown off the board. From a little further back, here's second and goal. He'll drop to throw. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
The defender saw this the entire way, Mike. He actually ran the route before the receiver even got to his spot. I think unfortunately this one didn't end up getting picked and going the other way.
He'll try and get there on the ground.
And that's a pretty good effort here on 3rd and long. He had nowhere to go down the field. The defense is playing real soft. He pulls it down and did all he could, but he's still going to end up being short of the first down.
He'll try to run. And he's not going to get there. They stopped him at the goal line. It's a turnover on downs.
And what a job here by the defensive line. They've got to hold their ground. Any sort of push by the offense is going to result in a touchdown. But here, the defense comes through with a huge goal line stand, and they're able to keep this offense out of the end zone.
The Commanders' offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll need to get something positive going right away here. Ball starts inside their own 1-yard line. And that's going to be shut down quickly. He'll get this one only up to about the 2. They'll come up on a second down and 8. Now Robinson. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes 3rd down. Third and 2. Here's Daniels. That'll be caught by the running back Robinson. And he will have the first down. He caught it short of the line to gain, but knows right where that marker is, and he's able to pick up that first down. Here's Daniels. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Man in motion is Brown. He'll get this out wide. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Throwing again. Daniels. And he puts his head down, and he picks up the first down.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
Man in motion is Brown. He is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A big play there for Washington. It's a gain of 34. They'll run with Robinson. And a good, hard run. He would not be denied. surging forward to pick up 8. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And that'll give them a first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3. Here's Robinson. And that one going to be closed down in the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing in and dropping him for a loss. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. To throw is Daniels. He'll try to hit him with a screen. That will make 3rd down a little more manageable. Good yardage gained on that one. Throwing now, Daniels. That one pulled in by Brown.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the first down line to gain to try to extend this drive? And the reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on 4th down.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Commanders, on the strength of 2 field goals, take a 6-0 lead. So the lead stands at 6-0 as this one is kicked off. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Browns offense back onto the field for their next possession. Before this next drive gets started, I want to tell you what's coming up in primetime here in Week 5. First week of October. Starts tonight with Sunday Night Football. Memories of the 70s sure to come to mind as the Cowboys and Steelers meet. It's in Pittsburgh at 8:20 Eastern. Followed tomorrow by Monday Night Football. It's the Saints against the champion Chiefs at Arrowhead. He'll look to throw. He's got his man, the tight end, David Njoku.
This play is actually really well defended here. But I'll tell you, Mike, as you know, my philosophy is the tight end is always open, and this just supports my case.
Now a run on 1st down. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here till halftime. We'll be back just outside the nation's capital after this. They face 2nd down and 7. Now they'll set up to throw. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. He chooses to keep it on the zone read. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the 1st down. Here's Corey Bojorquez now, as he is on to punt for Cleveland. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Commanders' offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They work with a 6-point advantage as they start this drive on 1st and 10. That's out to Brown, right side, complete. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Daniels to throw on 2nd down. The pressure, too much, and he goes down. The Browns going to use the first of their timeouts here as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the 1st half. 3rd and long. They'll run it here with Robinson. Now we'll get a timeout, Cleveland. That's their second, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Tress Way now, as he'll take this a yard or two into his own end zone. And he's going to make a fair catch just beyond his own 40-yard line. The Browns offense going to see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. The deficit, 6 points. A touchdown here would be mighty nice for the offense. See what they can do on this drive. 1st and 10. And that is incomplete.
As this offense continues to put anything together and score some points, they need to just take a step back. Then you say, okay, we've struggled here in the first half putting points on the scoreboard. Don't worry about chasing points. Let's chase first downs. Let's chase completions. Just start building something small, and oftentimes when you take that approach, it snowballs, and next thing you know, you find your groove.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35. The Browns going to use the last of their timeouts now, as that'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. A throw, right side, taken by Njoku. Give him 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a first down.
And these are the throws that when they evaluate young quarterbacks coming out of college, they want to see you be able to make. Everyone worries about how far you can throw the ball, and while that's certainly important, to be able to make the throws from sideline to sideline, especially in those intermediate zones, drive the ball through space, because in this league, an open window is going to close in a hurry.
The clock showing 5 seconds remaining in this half as the kick's away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Daniels now on 1st down. Now a deep ball looking for Brown. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Drake May, terrific in the victory, as his guys upped their mark to 4-1 now. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams. This was a very level first half, and I'd expect to see more of the same after the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks a bunch. We'll see which team's adjustment's going to pay dividends here. Likely going to play a big role in who wins this one. Here comes a return from the 3. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Browns offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this 3rd quarter. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. He'll start this drive by keeping it himself. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line.
The key to running the read option, Mike, is that the timing has to be just right. If it's too slow getting going, a lot of the times defenders can get in the backfield and cause havoc, and that's exactly what happened here.
And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
This has been a tough sequence right out of the jump. You work all week on your opening script, and they're usually the plays that you feel the best about to try to establish some sort of early rhythm, but through 2 plays, run and pass, all they've done is go backwards.
What can they do here? This is 3rd and forever. Back to throw. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. The Browns getting their punting team out there, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The home team's offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. And he'll work his way past the 40. He's tackled after a gain of 4. Another run here for Robinson. And he'll get this close to the first down. It's a pickup of 4, but it still leaves 3rd and short. They'll try to run for it with Robinson. And they've got it. Gonna pick up the first down there. Right around midfield. Operating from the gun, it's Daniels. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Up the middle they go. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. Grant Delpit up to make the play. Now a 3rd and 2. Now an option here, left side, and he's got nowhere to go. The defensive front controlling the line of scrimmage there, and that is going to bring up 4th down.
Mike, I have to be honest, when offenses come up with run play designs, blocking the corner is not really a big priority. But in this case, great job not only forcing it on the outside, but defeating the block, coming up and making the tackle, and keeping it to no gain.
And this is going to work out for him. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. The visitors' offense about ready to take over once more. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. A throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. That's over the middle to his tight end, Njoku. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here now, 3rd and 5. Throwing now from the gun. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. They'll start with great field position up at their 45. On 1st and 10, here's Daniels. He'll tuck it and carry that ball loosely, and it is out. The Browns have it. The quarterback was on the move, starting to gain some yards, but then he lost the ball. and the fumble's recovered by the defense.
And early on, Mike, it was actually a really good job by the quarterback extending that play, getting some positive yards with his legs, but he decided not to slide and give himself up. He takes that hit, loses the ball, and now the defense takes over.
The visitors' offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. They'll begin here on the ground. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete. Jerry Jeudy, the intended target, and it'll be 3rd down. They'll throw out of the gun. And that is incomplete.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And if they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And he'll have a Commanders 1st down as he'll get this up to the 25.
Mike, the old adage, you run to set up the pass. This modern offense nowadays, we're starting to see that flipped upside down on its head. Typically, the success of the passing game is what allows teams to have success like this in the run game.
A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. Looked like a lateral there, but now it's a free football. Oh, man, Greg, those must be scary times for a player. Not that it happened to you often, but he lost the ball but was able to get it back and avoid the turnover.
Well, Mike, I hate to admit it, but unfortunately, I was in that situation a few times, and I'll tell you what, when that ball pops out of your hand, the only thing on your mind is there anything I can do to get it back? In this case, he was able to get it back, and he dodged a bullet.
Man in motion is Brown. 3rd and short, and it's Daniels. He's got the veteran Zach Ertz. 14 yards on that pass play there. Good for a Commander's 1st down.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
To throw is Daniels on 1st and 10. Here's 2nd and 2. On the option, here's Robinson. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Working out of the gun, it's Daniels. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
When we met with him during the week, how did he describe himself to us, Mike? He said, I feel like I'm a student of the game. I feel like that's my advantage over my opponent. And as this game's unfolded, it's pretty clear to see why.
The Commanders set to kick this one away, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Now fair catch is made, and it's just inside the 15-yard line. The visitors' offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Open man, and that's Tillman.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect. That's a throw that's going to make him cringe on Monday, Mike, in the film room. At this level, quick hitters, those quick, easy passes, those should be borderline automatic. But it was anything but this time around.
And he'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back, he's expected to win, and that's exactly what he did here.
They'll run. He'll try the left side now. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
Remember this one thing, Mike. It is not how well or how often you run the ball in the NFL. It's when do you run the ball well in the NFL. And I think that's what a lot of these offensive play callers are starting to realize. Can you run the ball well in critical moments of the game? More important than how many gross yards you run for.
From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. And he shows off a little footwork, winding his way for a run of 8. Here's 3rd and 2. He'll drop to throw. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
Pretty unforgettable performance so far in the first half, Mike, and they're going to try to figure this out here in the second half and try to gain some momentum, figure out what's going to work, where are our matchups, and let's go try to put a drive together and get some points, because so far this has been a struggle, and they just cannot get anything going through the air.
Now Daniels throwing on 1st and 10. That's going to be incomplete, and the clock will stop. Likely one more play in this 3rd quarter. Throwing on 2nd down. Daniels. There's Osborne with the grab. And he'll be brought down on what will be the final act here in this 3rd quarter. So, points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. It's a give up the middle to Robinson. And that'll be a pickup of 3. 2nd and 7. Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
You could see the quarterback, once he got the snap, he was looking for any seam, any daylight, but nothing materialized, and he's fortunate he got back to the line of scrimmage.
He'll get this one complete to Brown. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Noah Brown, touchdown Commanders. It's his 3rd touchdown on the year. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
The extra point by Gay is good. And the Commanders move out in front, 13-3. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The visitors' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. the quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That's caught over the middle by Johnson.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
He'll look to throw. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. They'll try to set up the screen here. Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down. Now they'll set up to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance, trailing here in the 4th, but they will turn it over on downs. Here comes the number 2 overall pick, Jaden Daniels, with the rest of the Commanders' offense. And he has had all sorts of trouble in this one. Your quarterback has to take care of the ball, and he has not. Turning it over in the air, turning it over as a fumbler. You just cannot win football games in this league when the quarterback's giving the defense the ball. And that's what he's done in this one. Whoa! And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. Now Robinson. And he'll be near the 1st down marker. Let's call it a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on 3rd down. They'll go again with Robinson. The defense all over that. Met him in the backfield, stopped in his tracks, and it sets up 4th down.
Well, this seems pretty straightforward. 3rd and 1, just dial up a run play and run straight downhill. But this defense had other plans. They were ready and expecting that run, and they're able to take the ball carrier down for a loss.
The Commanders about to send this one away as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a 4th quarter lead. So that one going to land out of bounds, and the official's going to mark it right at the 20-yard line. The Browns offense ready for this next possession. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. His drive will start on the ground, and he'll work his way forward to about the 21. Here's a 2nd and 9. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. Searching for some kind of seam to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
To play corner in this league, Mike, you have to have great reactions and instincts. In this case, he trusts those instincts from the jump, and he's able to send the offense going backwards as a result.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance, trailing here in the 4th. but they will turn it over on downs. The Commanders' offense ready to take over once again. And they look to finish it off here in the fourth. This might just wash away what was a subpar performance a week ago. On first down, Daniels. Looking middle, and he's got Brown.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard him.
Daniels to throw on second down. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
That'll be caught by the running back, Robinson. Trying to get to the edge, he will not get there. As a matter of fact, he was taken down behind the line, and that brings up fourth down. They'll go. Here's Daniels. It is brought in the end zone. Harry McLaurin. Touchdown, Washington. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Now Gay for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Commanders will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. So, after the touchdown, here's Gay to kick this one away. Now return coming from the 7. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. First and 10. Second down and 3. Back to throw. Here's a screen set up for 4. They'll mark them down up at the 44-yard line. Set to go now on first and 10. They'll look to throw. A throw, right side, taken by Njoku. Back to the air one more time. And that ball incomplete over the middle. Deontay Johnson, the intended target there. Now it's going to be third down. Backs to the open man. It's Tillman. They'll look to throw again. That one complete to Johnson. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. They'll look to throw yet again. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. He's going to run it.
Quarterback does a nice job here sensing the pressure pretty quickly. Realizes he doesn't have a ton of time to operate from within the pocket. Decides to tuck the ball and rely on his legs. He's able to pick up a positive play.
A tough spot here. Third and long. They'll throw out of the gun. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down. This is caught at the 2. And he's going to have a Browns first down. They convert in style. Huge play on 4th and long. That one, take it in. Jerry Jeudy. Touchdown, Browns.
It seems to me they were kind of holding this play call for this exact situation, Mike. 1st and goal, down here near the goal line, and they had this one worked up all week. Simple pitch and catch, and it works to perfection.
Extra point up and good from Hopkins. And the Browns are able to cut the deficit to 10. This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick.
Well, we knew, Mike, this was going to take a miracle. All they needed to do was recover this, score, recover another one, score again. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen, and this game's all but over.
The Commanders' offense and Jaden Daniels ready to take over once more. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. They run over center with Robinson. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Now we'll get a timeout, Cleveland. That's their second. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. Shotgun snap, and they'll give it to Robinson. The Browns going to use the last of their timeouts now, and they'll get together prior to this second down play. On the handoff, it's Robinson. And he will carry his offense to the red zone. Inside the 20-yard line, a pickup of 9. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. That's out to the flat, and it's complete. Trying to find some seam out there, but he will not. They get him behind the line, and 4th down is coming up.
Anytime it's 3rd and short, you better account for the running back out of the backfield, and that's exactly what they do here. Great job by the defense taking him down for a loss. Brings up 4th down.
Three for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Commanders add on to their lead. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. And this one is fielded in the end zone, will not be returned. So it'll come out to the 30. They'll drop to throw. That is incomplete, so the task gets more difficult. Time for maybe 2 plays. That's it. They'll try again here. It's 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. Looking deep here for Tillman. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete, and that will do it. This one comes to an end. So it's a win here for the Commanders. They bounced back from the loss last week, really put in a determined effort, and will come away with the victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Commanders are winners, as we say so long from just outside our nation's capital.